Hey, hi, and howdy, sweet friends. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new. My name is Courtney, and I do grocery hauls, meal prep videos, all that sort of stuff, food and kitchen content, if you will. So if you like that kind of stuff, I hope you'll consider sticking around and hitting that subscribe button. It is time for another weekly meal prep video. I've been doing meal prep for a couple of weeks now, and it is a game changer. This week I spent, including cleanup time in the kitchen, 1 hour and 45 minutes to meal prep for the whole week. That made lunches and dinners for my guys, so I didn't have to worry about it. And that means my weeknights were so much easier. So we're going to kick it off with fish cakes. Now, of course, we're not just going to serve fish cakes. We've got to make a whole meal. So I'm going to start off by roasting some broccoli in my air fryer. I've just got one of those big bags of chopped up broccoli from Sam's Club, and I like to season mine with a little bit of oil, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. I don't feel the need to go overboard with it. I think that the broccoli shines and has a great roasted flavor in the air fryer. But if you have a seasoning blend that you love, be sure to use that there. That's perfect. You do what you and your family love. As far as my family goes, we're going to eat it like this. I'm going to put the air fryer at 375 for 15 to 20 minutes, and I will make sure to toss the broccoli around as it cooks so that it roasts evenly. We like some nice brown crispy edges on ours. Now on to the fish cakes. So my family loves fish cakes. You can do this with any kind of fish. Maybe it's tilapia, maybe it's canned tuna, maybe you've got salmon. I have got some cod that was on sale at Market Street a couple of weeks ago. I paid $5 for all that cod. We really like it. It's super tasty. I seasoned it with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and smoked paprika and cooked it at 400 degrees for like 12-ish minutes till the fish was cooked. I took it out and I popped it in a bowl, and now we're going to make the fish cakes. I started off with some mayonnaise, and that's going to be our binder for this. This is actually a recipe that came from Jen Chapin. I saw it a couple of years ago and I love it. I don't follow the exact recipe anymore. I just took the idea and ran with it. So if you're interested in this recipe, just search Jen Chapin fish cakes and you will find her videos for it because it is her recipe, and y'all give her views because she came up with a winner dinner right here. Anyway, I like some herbs in mine, so I do dried parsley, thyme, dill, and chives. I add some salt and some pepper, of course, a little bit of garlic and onion powder. Sometimes I add my confit garlic. Today I was feeling lazy, so we just did garlic powder. And then I mixed it all up, making sure to flake up that fish. I did throw in some lemon juice as well. I love that fresh flavor. It is so good. Once the fish was all flaked up and mixed, I threw in half a cup of breadcrumbs, and I gave that another good stir, and I could see that the mixture is ready to hold together, so I formed my fish cakes just like this, and I put them into a skillet to brown up. Now, everything is fully cooked. We're just developing color and flavor on the outside there. So I popped these guys in and let them just cook for a couple of minutes per side. They are very delicate. So I am being gentle as I flip them over. You can see I'm using a fork to kind of help me out. I don't want them to fall apart. I want them to hold together. I mean, if they do, it's fine. We'll still eat them. It's no big deal, but they are much prettier when they hold together. Now, I was able to get quite a few fish cakes because that cod was super thick. And so I put 1.5 fish cakes per meal bowl that I made for this particular meal. It took me a couple of pans to get them all cooked. Now, I also want to let you know, to go with the broccoli and the fish cakes, I also made some boxed couscous mix. Nothing fancy. You could do rice. You could do mac and cheese. Totally up to you. I just feel like couscous was great, and I had a ton of it. The last thing I'm doing is making a dipping sauce. So I'm throwing some mayonnaise in there, and I'm just going to put the same seasonings that I put in the fish cakes and on the fish into this sauce. So I've got salt and pepper, garlic powder, and then I'm going to use all of my herbs, my chives, my thyme, of course dill, because I love some dill. And we'll just stir this all together, add a little bit of lemon juice. If you want some extra zip and zing, capers are amazing in here. I did not throw them in this particular day, but they're fantastic. And those little cups right there, I'm just showing you, I buy them at Dollar Tree, 10 for $1.25. Can't beat that. It's easy and great for meal prep. And as you can see, I put my broccoli on one side, my couscous on the other, and then my fish cakes on top of that. And I made a ton of meals, and those fish cakes are so good. And of course, fish is also super healthy, so it's a great thing to add into your diet. Okay, on to the next meal, and we are doing meatloaf. Oh, what a classic. I've made meatloaf a million different ways, and they're always all delicious. Today, we're going to go with a very basic but fantastic recipe. I am using some ground pork there. As you can see, 1 pound of ground pork that I got for a steal of a price, and a little bit over 1 pound of ground beef. And my favorite thing to do is to add in some onion soup mix. Now, I make my own onion soup mix, and that video is always linked down below for how I make all of my powdered pantry staples. So you can either make it yourself or use the store-bought. Either is fine. I like to add a little bit of extra garlic and onion powder in there as well. Then I throw in some Worcestershire sauce and some breadcrumbs, and then finally some ketchup. Now, feel free to throw in just tomato sauce or diced tomatoes if you want to, but ketchup is readily available and very cheap. So that is what I'm using today. I also threw in 1 egg just to kind of help keep everything held together. I gave it a really good mix. You probably should use your hands, but I can't stand sticking my hands in ground meat. So I just stirred really well with a spatula. And then I'm putting this into a greased meatloaf pan. Now, if you do not own a meatloaf pan, that is so cool because I just got one for Christmas this past year. I didn't even know they were a thing until like maybe a year and a half ago. So don't worry if you don't have one. I used to always just shape my meatloaf into a loaf and put it on a cookie sheet. And then that way I could just drain the grease off and pull the meatloaf right off. And it wasn't like sitting in the grease. It was easy to separate the two. Either way is fine. I popped it into a 375-degree oven for 40 minutes. And while it was cooking, I went ahead and made the sauce that goes on top. So I have got some ketchup, some Worcestershire sauce, some brown sugar, and some soy sauce. If you want to add in some extra spices or something, that's cool. You can. I just stuck with this. It's super easy. I like the taste of it. The little sweetness from the brown sugar is awesome. And ketchup has a lot of zip and zing, so it's really, really good. I set that off to the side while the meatloaf finished cooking, and I got to work on some potatoes. I didn't want to do mashed potatoes. I feel like everyone does mashed potatoes, so I thought, oh, let's roast some potatoes. I love air-fried potatoes. So I diced up a couple of russets. I left the skin on because there's no point in cutting it off. It's fine. I washed them super well. That just takes extra time. I did not feel like investing in this. And my people don't mind eating the skins. They used to, but they're over it now. So it just saved me a little time. I diced them up, put a little bit of oil, salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and that was it. Air fried them 400 degrees for about 20 minutes, but I do toss them around as they're cooking. The meatloaf was done, so I pulled it out and I went ahead and spread that sauce all over the top, a little drips down the side. It's just perfect. And we want to put this back into the oven for about 10 more minutes. It sets the sauce on there and bakes it on. It just makes it super delicious. And the meal is done. So I did have a little bit of broccoli left over from the fish cake, so I added a bag of frozen cauliflower to it. And then I put the potatoes in there and the meatloaf on top, and we have a super simple and delicious meal. My family loved it because meatloaf is always a winter dinner. All right, the final meal is fried rice. It's pork fried rice. Check out their price on that pork there, $2.46, and it is fully seasoned, so I don't even have to worry about seasoning this pork. Now, fair warning, guys, I thought I was filming and my camera stopped filming part of this, so I will fill you in on what's missing. Don't worry, it's not too much. I cooked the pork chops just till they were cooked through and took them off and diced them up. And I had a 1.5 cups of rice cooking in my rice cooker. So that's like 3 cups of cooked rice. I threw that into the skillet the pork chops had been in, added the pork back in, and threw in 1 bag of frozen mixed veggies. You can do any veggies you want. I did the one with carrots, peas, green beans, and corn, but that's totally up to you. And that's when I realized my camera wasn't filming. So I turned it on, and then I added in scrambled eggs. Now, my family really likes a lot of eggs, so I did 6. You could do as few or as many as you want. I will leave that up to you. I like to just pour mine in there and let it start cooking and setting. So as you can see, I'm leaving it alone for a bit. I'll toss it around and do that again and again until the egg is fully cooked. Now at this point, other than the seasoning that's on the pork, I haven't added anything else to this to season it at all. And I'm keeping this super basic and super easy, but you could always throw in so many things. Maybe you want to throw in fresh onions and garlic and ginger. It's totally up to you. Maybe even sriracha. That's fine. You do whatever you want to do. I just tried to keep it super simple, to keep it very basic. And I'm going to tell you guys, this went so fast. My family devoured it because who doesn't love fried rice? It's so easy and so tasty. I added some oyster sauce and some soy sauce to it to season it and called it a day. And it was fabulous. This is so easy to throw together. If you have some leftover rice, it is the perfect way to use it up. You can do this with any kind of meat that you choose, whether it's shrimp or chicken or pork or beef, or just do it vegetarian. I love a good vegetarian fried rice. That's my personal favorite. It works anyway, and it's always super affordable and delicious. I just gave this a good stir and divided it up to a whole bunch of containers because this is a big, big meal. It went a very, very long way. Thank goodness though, because everybody was eating on it except for me. Sadly, I did skip it because I had some other things I was eating on, and you guys will see that soon. I think I'm going to have to skip the video tomorrow for the Mediterranean diet because I've been sick this week, so I'm so sorry about that, but it will be back the following weekend. So there's that pork fried rice, just looking yummy and delicious and ready to be devoured. I popped the lids onto each of these and they were good to go for the whole week. Now that is all the meals, but I have one more thing I'm going to share with you guys. If you watched my Mediterranean video a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, I made a snack bowl and I wanted to share it here too. These are for my husband. I've got 2 hard-boiled eggs, a piece of fruit, some cheddar jalapeno summer sausage, and a nut mix. Tons of protein. We've got some vitamins and nutrients from the eggs and the nuts and the fruit, and it's going to keep him full and powered up for the whole day. It's a great snack mix and so tasty. So just keep in mind, simple snack boxes like this are a winner every time. But again, that is it for this week. And like I said, no Mediterranean diet video tomorrow just because I have been sick and I am just crawling to the finish line of this week so I can rest and get better. I hope you guys are having a fabulous week out there. I hope you have a wonderful Labor Day weekend, and I will see you guys back here on Tuesday for my grocery haul and again for another What's for Dinner.